Alright guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today guys we have so much Dragon Ball Legends info to talk about. The pre-registration link is live and down in the description. We have pretty much a release date at this point. It is showing over on the iOS App Store that June 14th is the release date for Dragon Ball Legends, and as I've seen in the past when I pre-register for games and they have an expected release date, they pretty much line up with that expected release date. So I feel like that's a pretty good date to go by, and if it isn't that exact date, it's probably well around that sort of day, because in the live stream that we're going to go over and talk about today, they said summer 2018. So guys, we have so much to break down, new characters, everything else to talk about. I am so excited about today's video. So if you're new to the channel, you haven't done so yet, and you want to be the first to know about all things Dragon Ball Legends, consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button, joining the hashtag NanoFam today. Consider slapping a like on today's video for Dragon Ball Legends hype, a new Dragon Ball mobile game that looks amazing. Story mode, all kinds of stuff to talk about today, guys. So anyways, I'm gonna let this new trailer play, and then we will break it all down. We'll talk about all the new info here in today's video. Okay, so if we take a step back at the beginning of this trailer, now, they talked about in the live stream, which we'll get there. I'm not going to recap everything I capped yesterday because we've already seen some of it, but we did see a lot of new stuff in today's live stream. So one thing that you'll notice at the beginning of that gameplay trailer is this right here, which shows off a lot of the characters that they're going to be using in this game. Now, something that they said in the live stream is that you can pretty much expect every character from the Dragon Ball universe because, well, why wouldn't they do that? So up first, of course, here is Goku, and then moving forward, of course, Krillin and Roshi. Then past that is when we get into some more interesting ones. We've got Trunks, we've got Kabe back there, we've got 18, we've got Bardock. The one next to Bardock is probably someone that people will be mostly excited for. Right there is Broly. We got Kid Goku. We got a Masenko Kid Gohan over there. And then right here is where Zamasu pops up. So of course, some Dragon Ball Super representation, Goku Black Arc. And then beyond that, we got more GT with what appears to be a Sin Shinron, but I'm imagining, no. You can see the Dragon Balls in his chest there. That is Omega Shinron. So we've got pretty much every representation, which we talked about this yesterday because we had Pan, and we had a lot of Saiyan Saga and Frieza Saga characters on the teams that they were running. We already knew they were going to be covering stuff like that, but I just thought it'd be cool to sort of break that down real quick, slow that down, and show you guys every character we can see there. Now, like I said, in the live stream itself, they do talk about the fact that there's going to be pretty much every character you can think of coming to this game. Now, the next thing I want to talk about was this right here, and they kind of mentioned it on the live stream yesterday, and we kind of heard it just like a little bit, not so great quality, but is that each character is going to be fully voiced, and it's going to give you the option to play either the Japanese voices or the English voices. So it's going to be voiced by both the Japanese cast and the English cast, which is pretty fantastic. So while you're actually mid-game, you will be able to listen to them actually talk, and everything else is not going to be, you know, I mean, a lot of mobile games are very text-based, Dokkan Battle being a very text-based game. There are a little bit of VO in there, but for the most part, it's mostly a text-based game. So knowing that this one is a full-fledged, completely voiced game is pretty awesome. The next thing beyond that is this right here. So what we're actually looking at here is pretty awesome. It kind of sort of shows you that there are going to be struggles in fighting, as you can see there. Time those taps. that is definitely a sort of struggle between you and your opponent, which is awesome. It is so cool what they're possibly going to do with this game, man. The things they can do with this game is going to be unfortunately probably a little bit more than what we saw with Dokkan, just probably because of Dokkan's infrastructure. But anyway, this right here kind of sort of looks like maybe some sort of dramatic scene between Vegeta and Goku happening right there. I can't confirm that or anything, but that's just kind of what it looks like. And then this right here, success, different card equals successful attack. This is what I was talking about yesterday, is that you'd be able to combo cards together, which we could already tell they were comboing cards. But I said I bet there is a way to combo cards together that you got off in a Gallic gun from Vegeta. This was actually specifically what I said too. And this was not shown yesterday. But it does look like he hit like a punch and then into a Ki Blast, and he's triggering a Gallic gun with Vegeta right here in this picture. That is legit, man. That's gonna be awesome. So that way it's not just a constant like, oh, I want a super attack, so I'm just gonna press the super attack button. No, you're gonna have to actually wait for like a punch, Ki Blast to line up, and you to have the energy to do it to actually be able to use this. That is so friggin' cool. Next up is this image right here. We can actually see the home page, at least from day one, of what this game is going to look like. So we've got story, we've got PvP, we've got missions, so probably daily missions similar to mini gacha games, of course, especially Dokkan Battle. There are daily, well, no, yeah, there are daily missions, there's weekly missions, overall missions. You can see the story mode there with the original character by Akira Toriyama that they actually shown off. And so apparently I got this image yesterday. If you guys saw my thumbnail for yesterday's video, they took that Facebook page down and removed that image. So I guess I got there at the right time before they took everything down, but this is apparently going to be an original character you're going to follow. And so this game is probably gonna have some form of an original story, and we'll talk about that in a sec, because I want to hop in and talk about something too that goes along with that. But you can see here on here we have gift acceptance, messages. Maybe you'll be able to actually send messages in game to your friends, since you're going to be able to PvP friends. It would be nice if there was an in-game messaging system of some sorts. You can see up here her level. You can then also see probably that's her stamina right there. You can then see up top there is definitely the paid currency right there in the top right. Story mode, PvP, missions, and then your menu. And this just the UI of this game just looks next level. It looks absolutely fantastic. Something I want to talk about on this screen that I kind of sort of touched on yesterday, or I didn't kind of sort of, I touched on a ton, that there was still going to be types like there is in Dokkan Battle. Something I did not notice is that at the top right of the screen is there's still that same will that we are very familiar with from Dokkan Battle. Probably strength, physical, intelligence, technique, and agility. Now, is that going to be the name they use in this game? Possibly not, but it is still definitely the same will that we are used to seeing in Dokkan Battle. So there will still be some sort of strategy to using types with the different characters when you're hopping into a battle. Now, if you didn't see this yesterday, this is the loading screen where you'll hop into your actual fight. You do hop into the fight with 6 characters, or you hop into the match with 6 characters. That way your opponent can see, hey, they have this 6, I have this 6, and then you choose 3 characters to actually hop into the battle with live. One extra thing that I want to talk about that I didn't notice yesterday, and I don't even know if they did this yesterday, but if you watch Pan right here, she's going to use this green card, and it's going to be a special move for Pan after she takes, so look, there you go. So that was a special move from her that actually healed her back up. That is so cool that there's going to be probably all kinds of little, maybe not Easter eggs, I wouldn't necessarily say, but probably so many unique moves from each of the characters. And that is probably just the first sort of unveiling of that, but Pan having a healing ability that allows her to heal back up, her dancing, and then she actually heals her character back up. That is so cool. So something I want to talk on this real quick. I mean, I'm not here to talk about the cloud and stuff like that from Google, but something they did mention here is that there's going to be a lot of stuff that allows them in place, that allows them to do updates without having to take the game down. And one thing that one of the producers on this game mentioned was like constantly being able to update this game for you guys. And I thought that was a nice little sort of nod to the fact that this game is going to have a ton of support, probably a ton of new content. And I just wanted to include that because, for one, this looks cool, and for those of you that are out there in IT, you're probably looking at this and you're like, oh, okay, cool. But it is nice to know that they are working on, they're really stressing the fact that this game is going to have a good online network. I don't know if that's from feedback of Dokkan Battle, from feedback of Xenoverse, or what, but something they are really focusing on these live streams is how good the network infrastructure is going to be on this game, and how well it is going to work, especially for a mobile PvP based game. So here are some of the character designs that they showed off on the live stream. We of course have already seen all these. These card arts look fantastic. They look awesome. If they keep all of this up, that is going to be absolutely amazing. That first form Frieza looks a little bit aesthetically better than the rest, and I'm wondering if that is why he is one of the top tier rewards for pre-registering, which we're about to talk about in a moment. But if they just keep this up across the board, that is going to be amazing, because one thing he said, and I liked what one of the producers said, is that they wanted to put the same amount of effort into each of the characters, so that way not one character felt inferior to another. So if you wanted to play, if you're someone who loves Yamcha and you play Dokkan Battle, you have a couple of SSR Yamchas, but outside of that, there's not much use for Yamcha in Dokkan Battle. But maybe if you are a huge hardcore Yamcha fan and you hop into this game, you're going to be able to use him and actually win fights with him. And I thought that was very cool, that they're not going to just fluff off some of the characters. I'm sure it still will happen to some extent, but it's just nice for them to be aware of probably some of the feedback we've given them from the other games, especially Dokkan Battle, and them taking that into account and building that into this brand new game. So it was a nice touch that he's like, every character is going to be basically given love, and every character will have sort of their place in teams, is pretty much what he said, which is awesome. Now, moving on past this stuff is this new original character. Akira Toriyama has designed an all-new main character for the game. Experience a new adventure with Goku and all your favorite characters. So, and in-game there, he looks awesome. His sort of chest plate seems a little strange. I don't know. His design overall, though, does look very cool. So, dude, I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm all hyped for this. I'm all aboard the hype train on this game. But this guy looks cool. I mean, he's going to be, I guess, the headlining character for the story mode, which kind of sort of looks like he's from U6. He looks sort of like Kabe-esque, but obviously not Kabe, but still does kind of look like he is possibly from Universe 6. Then moving forward, I want to then talk about this part. So the thing they're really stressing with this game, and I don't know if this is they want to make sure everyone understands the accessibility of this game, genre is one finger card action battle. So that way anyone can hop into this game and play it perfectly fine. The big one here is that this is available in 52 countries and it is global. So there is not going to be this sort of break between the JP community and the global community or anything like that. This game is completely global. So it's going to launch at the same time you're playing it here in the US on a version that is the same as someone playing it over in JP. So there is no sort of what could build up to be some sort of discrimination towards one version or the other. It's going to be a unified thing. We're not going to be 6 months behind on this one or anything like that. It's going to be a global launch. And that is something that he also stressed, the producer stressed. So I'm telling you right now, guys, they are paying attention to our community about Dokkan Battle heavily. The other thing too he stressed was that you weren't just going to be playing like player data, which I assume, and I talked about this yesterday, is sort of a hit on the World Tournament in Dokkan Battle, that this is live, real PvP. But I'm beyond excited to see that there is going to be a story mode in this game, because I know there's going to be plenty of you guys that want to just chill out and play the game, right? You don't necessarily want to sit down and constantly be playing PvP every time you load this game up. And I feel you on that, because one of the cool things about Dokkan Battle is you can lay in bed and chill out, or you can watch some TV on your couch or something like that and just chill out and just have the game up, be paying attention to TV and be playing your game at the same time, right? You can't do PvP and just chill out. So I was definitely excited to see there is going to be a story mode aspect, a single player aspect to this game, which means they can feed into that even more and more. And things they can do with this game, such as raid battles and everything else, especially since it's being developed by the same guys that developed Xenoverse 2, is actually pretty awesome. I know some people will be maybe a little bit sort of about Dimps developing this game, but I mean, to be honest with you, it looks pretty promising right now, and it is a mobile game that looks this fantastic. So it says release date this summer, but again, in the App Store it's saying June 14th. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that everyone should go pre-register right now. And why I say that is because there is actually rewards for pre-registering. Like I said, there is a link down below in the description. You guys can go right here and pre-register. But the reason what I was kind of holding off for is the fact that the in-game currency is called Chrono Crystals. So it's very possible that this will sort of see the same path of like a Dragon Ball Heroes or Dragon Ball Xenoverse type story, where you are going across time and space. So the fact that it's called Chrono Crystals means you'll probably be like summoning, well, it is also called Dragon Ball Legends, so you'll be summoning the Dragon Ball Legends throughout time. But if you go pre-register right now, as we move through, you can see here, over 9,000 participants gets us a Goku as well as 200 Chrono Crystals. Over 50,000 gets us 100 more. Over 100,000 gets us another 100 as well as Goku's Turtle Gi, which means, yes, there's going to be costumes in this game. So that's going to be pretty cool. Over 250,000 we get another 100, and over 530,000 we get this first form Frieza as well as 1,000 Chrono Crystals. And why I mentioned that I felt like Frieza's art looks a little bit better than the rest is, for one, it kind of does with the flames and stuff, and for two, since he's the top tier thing, he's definitely probably going to be a higher rarity than some of the other cards. Now, if you guys went into this not thinking there would be rarity on cards, that's probably pretty wild, because there's definitely going to be probably a gacha aspect. There's going to be rarity on each of the characters, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't charge up your sort of easier to obtain characters to be as good as some of the higher end characters. I don't know. Again, guys, it's too early to start jumping to conclusions about it, but this game looks fantastic. So it does look like there's going to be cosmetics for this game, which is pretty cool. It'd be nice if they maybe kept it more towards that, so it didn't become a pay-to-play kind of thing, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to see what happens with it. Either way, go pre-register right now. You can for Google Play and iOS. Definitely should hop in. Definitely should get on this. And at least check it out, right? I mean, it's going to be completely free, so no reason to not at least check it out. And of course, as always, guys, if you want to be one of the first to know all about this, some first hands-on with it and everything else, consider going down there, subscribing, and joining the hashtag NanoFam today. Consider slapping like on today's video. That is today's coverage of Dragon Ball Legends. I felt like we broke that down pretty well. And honestly, guys, if you can't tell, I'm beyond excited for this game. So, guys, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.